of you rode the school bus this morning? Oh, well, good. Okay. The rest of you listen to what we're going to talk about, too, because the class may be taking bus trips together this year, so this will be important for all of us. Now, who can remember what we talked about yesterday? Kurt?
Obey the driver and don't cross the road until he signals for us to.
Well, those are two good points that we'll talk more about in a little while. But what should you remember even before you get to the bus stop? James?
Leave on so you won't miss the bus.
Yes, leave your house early so that you arrive at the bus stop a few minutes before the bus. What is something else we talked about that you should remember on the way to the bus stop?
Don't play around on the way.
Yes, go straight from home to the bus stop. We also discussed a very important thing about when...
Walk facing the...
Yes, if there are no sidewalks, walk on the side of the road facing traffic. That way you can see cars coming and stay out of their way. After you stay back away from the road and be careful someone doesn't accidentally get pushed into the street. Don't pile books which is in the road. Stay off neighbors' yards and flowers, and don't drop trash around the bus stop. When the bus arrives, stay back from the road until the bus comes to a full stop and the door is opened. If you must cross the road, wait until the driver signals. Even if there is a patrol, wait for the driver to signal before you cross. Now, when getting on the bus, what should you remember?
Not to crowd.
That's right. Don't crowd. And use the handrail beside the steps. After you are on the bus, take a seat and stay seated until it is time to get off. Don't put books and lunches in the aisle for someone to trip over. What are some of the other things you should not take on the bus? Allison?
Cans.
James?
Snakes.
Kurt?
Bottles. Dogs.
Well, you're all correct. Soda bottles or cans should not be taken on the bus. And if you have your lunch or any other food, you should not eat on the bus. And, Eckley, you're right. Live animals should not be taken on the bus, even if they're pets. Now, what should you do if you want to get off at a different stop? Allison?
Get a note.
Get a note from whom?
From my parents.
Yes, that is right. Get a note from your parents ahead of time and make sure they say when and where you are supposed to get off. Then take it to the principal and have it signed. Your driver can't let you off at any stop except your own without a note. So, unless you have permission, always ride the same bus and get off at your regular stop. Never put anything out the window. This includes arms, hands, clothing, and anything else. Who can think of a reason not to put things out the window? Kurt?
Well, that's because the bus comes close to trees and things.
Well, that's one reason. Often the bus comes close to tree branches, road signs, or cars and trucks. You never know when something is going to come by, and if you had your hand or arm out the window, you could lose it before you knew what happened. Don't throw anything out of the bus. It could hit someone or hit a car and cause an accident. It also makes a mess.
We shouldn't throw trash in the bus either.
Right. The driver has to clean up the bus every night, and you can help by remembering to pick up all trash you drop. Don't mark on the inside of the bus. Buses are expensive to operate. Repairs are often paid for by those that caused the damage. Don't yell or shout while on the bus. Just talk loud enough for the person sitting next to you to hear. And never throw anything in the bus. If the driver is distracted from the road, even for a moment, that may be long enough to cause an accident. Remember, bad behavior could result in your losing the privilege of riding the bus. Now, who remembers what we said about the emergency door? Okay?
You said never to play with the door.
Yes, never open the emergency door unless told to do so.
I found out that there are really 2 doors that can be used in an emergency.
You all remember what she's talking about. Yesterday, when we had our drill, remember how half of you went out the front door and the rest went out the rear? Who can tell me how you knew which door to use?
The door that is closest or easiest to get to.
Wait your turn and get out as fast as you can. If a patrol or older person is at the door, let them help. After you are outside, get into a group away from the bus and traffic. Stay together so the driver can see if anyone is missing. Have any of you been on a bus when a student was driving?
My brother drives a bus.
Remember, if a student is driving the bus, you must obey him, even if it is your brother. Don't joke or play tricks on them while you're on the bus, even though you might be very good friends. When you arrive at your stop, stay seated until the bus stops. Then don't push or crowd. Wait your turn. Use the handrail when getting off. When you have several books, carry them so you can see the steps in front of you. If you must cross the road, wait until the driver gives you the signal. Cross far enough in front of the bus so you can see the driver and he can see you. If you must walk back beside the bus, stay away from the side. Now, who remembers what we said about taking rides from the bus stop? Tina?
Don't ride with anybody you don't know.
Yes, even if it's cold or raining, walk on home if your parents aren't at the bus stop to meet you. If you miss the bus in the morning, go back home and let your parents bring you to school. Now, that was a good review. Don't forget what we've talked about. It might save your life or the life of a friend.